Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is day number 4 of our 13 days of spooky tutorial looks. Today we are doing a voodoo doll who has a broken heart, and I am totally digging this look. I have been wanting to do this look for quite a few years. The amazing Jordan Hanz did a similar tutorial to this about 4 or 5 years ago, and I have been dying for a reason to do it, and here it is. Alright guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Please give this video a big thumbs up, share it if you want to. You know that always helps me out and I love it when you do. And if you hit the bell, you'll get notifications anytime I post new videos. Alright guys, let's roll right into look number 4 today. Let's get on with this tutorial. Okay, so just using a sponge that I got at the craft store and some brown water activated paint, I'm just going to start dabbing that on my skin. And you don't have to go heavy with this, we just kind of want to have a little bit of that burlap feel. And I'm going to bring that down to my chest. And I like to use this type of sponge because it has all the holes in it, so nothing is like even, it just kind of fills in some areas with color and leaves others blank. Then you're gonna go in with that sponge again and some white activated paint, and anywhere on the high points of your face and body, you would add a little bit of white. And then with a nice deep brown, you wanna go in anywhere you would actually contour your face. And then don't forget to add some to the chest area. And then with just a clean area of that sponge, I'm just kind of blending a little bit so it's not so harsh, but we don't want like a clean look, we just kind of want to look like burlap. And then we're going to go in with that sponge again with just a little bit of black here and there for a little extra shadowing. We don't want a lot of this, just a little bit. And then just make sure you blend that again. Now we are going to make our little red heart. I'm just taking a regular rounded brush and we're going to add that to the chest where the heart typically is. Now if you're going to do the button eyes, you're going to have those there when your eyes are closed, so you have the illusion of that round button eye. Now it's hard to do round shapes on our eyes because it's already like a 3D shape. So if you don't feel comfortable drawing them, what I like to do is find something that's round that is about the size that I want to use. And then I'll dip that into some of the paint and kind of stamp it, and then take a brush to make sure it's clean and even. So I'm going to take this lid that I have and I'm just going to kind of press it into a Snazaroo black body paint like this. And you can use water to activate these. This one's a little bit in the drying stage, so it's perfect for just kind of stamping that in there and getting some paint on that. And then with my eye closed, I will stamp that on. And now I'm going to go back in with a clean paintbrush and just kind of clean up and put those button eyes on. And then we are going to take a black shadow to seal it and set it in place so it doesn't smudge while we finish this look. So with an angled brush and going into the Jaclyn Hill by Morphe #1 palette, we're going to go in and take the color chip and just kind of start lining where we want the burlap to mix together, where it's going to end up being stitched. This does not have to be perfect because somebody just stitched us together, so don't worry about it being straight, or if it's a little jagged, it's gonna work to your advantage. And we're just gonna take the same brush we were using that we drew that line with, and on one side just kind of blend it out a little bit to create a little bit of a shadow. And it's okay if you need to pick up more product to do this, just keep it all on one side, and that'll help with the illusion that this was multiple pieces of burlap stitched together. You could totally skip the burlap portion of this tutorial and just use your own skin tone, but continue to do this part because it'll just help with the illusion that you're multiple pieces Frankensteined essentially together. And then going with the black, we're just gonna kind of keep that right at the brown line we made, but just helping to make it look like the illusion, again, of multiple pieces of burlap sewn together. With a big fluffy brush and some of that black shadow, I just kind of dusted around the heart, and then with my sponge, I'm going back into our browns, both of them, just kind of mixing a little bit of both and just kind of stamping over that a little bit. I just wanted to add a little bit of extra dimension in that area. I'm gonna take a white paintbrush, and in our white face paint, we're just gonna highlight some of the high points of where our fabric lays. And like we discussed in a previous video, adding white will make things look higher, adding black will make things look deeper. Whites and blacks are really what are gonna help make any of your illusion looks look more realistic. You can always tone them down a little just by kind of tapping them. Now we're gonna start on our stitches. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Just wanna kind of loop them though. Kind of make upside down U's, if that makes sense, so that they look like they're standing up. You can do X's, you can do singles. Just kind of make them look a little looped. And then going back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm gonna take the brown shade called Pukey. I don't know, it's a weird name. And I'm gonna start going under all the white spots where it connects to the skin to just kind of make it look like it's going in. And then any one that crisscrosses, I wanna make it look like one is on top of the other by kind of laying a little bit of a shadow with that same brown on the two sides of the one. And then I think just to make these look a little weathered and old, I might just tap some of that shadow on the white so they don't look so fresh and bright. Now that we've done that with an even smaller brush, this happens to be an e.l.f. concealer brush, I'm gonna pick up the black and then just kind of go under them a little bit just to cast a little bit of a shadow. Like they're above the skin. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of a shadow right against the heart also, just on one side. So now that we've added the yellow and the brown in there, we want to go back in with a little bit of white on a very small detailed brush and just highlight those a little bit And we're just gonna go on the top. And just run a little bit of white on there. So taking a metallic silver from our Maron paint palette, I'm going to add a push pin to the heart and just make it anywhere in the heart coming out towards the chest. You can add multiple ones if you'd like. And then taking our red face paint, we want to make a round circle on top of the push pin, like that's the head of the pin. Just get that as round as possible. Like earlier with the eyes, you can always find a round object and stamp it, and then go back and fill it in with color. Then picking up some black shadow again, I'm just gonna kind of tap that in underneath where the pin is entering the heart because it would make a hole. So we just want a little bit of shadow there. And then the pin itself is going to create a shadow on the skin. So just under the skin, just under the pin, you're just going to kind of lightly buff the line and then the ball. Because they would create that shadow on the chest as well. We're going to go back in our white and add a little bit of that to the edges of the pinhead just to give it a little bit of a highlight. And into the black, add that to the pin itself. Just kind of give it some dimension. I'm going to tap the black out a little bit with my finger just so it's not so harsh. And finally, we are going to finish the button eyes. I was going to use a nail daughter because I thought maybe that would be big enough to add the holes. But I think that's going to be a little small. So I'm going to use this brush right here and just get some white paint on that. And usually a button has 4 holes. Just try to be as even as possible. And then with a small detail brush, I'm just gonna kind of, you ever see a button and it has like that lip? Just so this doesn't look so flat. Just gonna try to add that lip a little bit with some white. Anyway, here is our Voodoo doll. What do you guys think? This one does take a lot more time than just simply drawing your lines and your stitches, but I think it gives like a more awesome effect at the whole thing. What do you guys think anyway? Are you gonna try to do this look? If you do recreate it and you post it on Twitter or Instagram, please give me a tag so I can check it out and give you some love. Add you to my stories. My name will be on the screen here. It's the same on both platforms. Alright guys, this was look number 4 in my 13 looks. I hope you did like it. Please give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And until tomorrow, I'll see y'all later.